Welcome back to Building Better Relationships in Construction. I'm Alex, and today we're diving into Chapter 31, The Power of Reinforcement and Repetition.
I'm Sabrina. In this chapter, Paul reminds us that relationship building isn't a one-time event. It's a practice that requires constant reinforcement, so the fundamentals become second nature.
The problem is simple. Without repetition, we forget. Cognitive research shows people can lose up to 80% of new learning within 30 days if they don't revisit it, and that applies directly to communication, appreciation, and problem-solving habits on the job.
That's why repetition matters. We don't necessarily need new tactics every week. The highest leverage often comes from consistently applying what we already know over and over until it's automatic.
Think of these principles as tools in a toolbox. If you don't use them regularly, they rust. Review, practice, repeat. That cycle moves deliberate actions into instinctive responses when it counts.
Practically speaking, start with short weekly reflections. Spend a few minutes asking yourself, did I make deposits today? Did I set clear expectations? Did I thank someone for their effort? Those quick check-ins keep priorities top of mind.
Add structure. Make team meetings a place to revisit core behaviors. Share success stories, discuss where things slipped, and identify one small adjustment the crew can practice that week.
Journaling helps too. A short entry, what went well, what to improve, one specific recognition you gave, creates a record and reinforces the habit of reflection and learning.
Use visual cues on site. Posters, sticky notes, or even a screensaver reminder with a single question. Did I reinforce a core behavior today? Triggers the brain to act, especially when days get hectic.
Create practice triggers. Pause briefly before every client call or meeting to recall your key principles. End each day with a 2-minute review of relationship goals. Small rituals create consistency.
The 30-second verification rule we've talked about before works here too. Take a brief moment to check that you applied a core practice. Did you communicate clearly? Did you acknowledge the team? Those seconds compound over time.
Peer review and mentoring accelerate reinforcement. Pair up with a colleague to give feedback on how well you're applying the basics, and encourage mentors to model behaviors for less experienced staff.
Make reinforcement visible with a weekly tip or quote. A short email highlighting one principle, listening, appreciation, clarity, serves as a micro-training reminder that keeps ideas fresh.
Introduce micro-habits into routines. Start toolbox talks by naming one person who did something right, or end scheduling meetings by stating one promise you'll keep this week to a client or crew.
Institutionalize checkpoints. Add micro-verification steps to workflows. Pre-task checklists, sign-offs on critical dimensions, or a brief walkthrough before milestone approvals to embed good habits in your processes.
Encourage open discussion of near misses. When someone almost makes a mistake, treat it as a learning moment. Share the story, discuss what could have been done differently, and update your checklists accordingly.
Use lessons learned sessions constructively. After a problem is fixed, analyze root causes, decide on preventive steps, and assign owners to implement changes. That follow-through turns single events into lasting improvements.
Measure reinforcement outcomes. Track low turnover rates, client satisfaction, fewer reworks, and faster issue resolution. When you see metrics improve, it reinforces the value of consistent practice.
Celebrate small wins publicly. Recognizing teams for consistent application of core principles reinforces the behavior and signals organization-wide priorities.
Balance celebration with honest reflection. Praise improvement, but also identify gaps. Consistent reinforcement requires both encouragement and accountability.
Lead by example. When leadership consistently models the fundamentals, timely communication, clear expectations, and genuine appreciation, the entire team is more likely to adopt them.
Make recognition habitual. Use specific language. I appreciated how you handled X because it prevented Y. Specific praise reinforces the exact behavior you want repeated, unlike vague compliments that fade quickly.
Embed reinforcement in onboarding. Teach new hires the small daily practices you expect, and pair them with mentors who remind and model the behaviors during the first critical weeks.
Give teams permission to pause and reinforce. Tight schedules make repetition feel like a luxury, but scheduling short, regular moments to review behaviors saves time by preventing future problems.
Use visual dashboards, shots of recent shoutouts, examples of deposits into the relationship bank account, or snapshots of lessons learned to keep momentum visible and motivating.
Create accountability loops. When someone commits to practicing a behavior, follow up in the next meeting. Public commitments and reporting back strengthen habit formation.
Avoid treating reinforcement like a training checkbox. Authentic repetition requires intentional practice, feedback, and adaptation, not just a one-off seminar.
Encourage micro-experiments. Try one small change for a week, like ending every day by thanking someone, and then evaluate the difference. Iteration helps find what actually sticks for your team.
Connect reinforcement to purpose. Remind people how these habits tie to client trust, fewer reworks, better margins, and professional pride. When people see the bigger picture, they commit more readily.
Remember that repetition builds resilience. Habits of clarity, appreciation, and proactive problem-solving become automatic shields during stress, allowing teams to respond consistently under pressure.
Over time, the virtuous cycle grows. Strengthened habits lead to authentic interactions. Authentic interactions deepen trust, and deeper trust drives loyalty, referrals, and repeat business.
Keep it simple and consistent. You don't need grand gestures. Small, regular reinforcements do the heavy lifting. The daily practice transforms good intentions into lasting culture.
Finally, commit to long-term thinking. Reinforcement is an investment that compounds. The time you spend on weekly reflections, toolbox stories, and micro-checks pays dividends in fewer mistakes and stronger relationships.
So this week, pick one principle: clarity, appreciation, or verification, and create a tiny, repeatable trigger around it. Practice it every day and bring one outcome to your next team meeting.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into Chapter 31, The Power of Reinforcement and Repetition. And remember, this podcast is based on the principles and practices found in the book, Building Better Relationships, by Paul Schwinghammer, available in multiple formats, including audiobook on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. I'm Alex.
And I'm Sabrina. Keep revisiting the fundamentals, keep practicing them, and keep building better relationships in construction. Goodbye.